You're here. I've been trying. Trying to reach you. Just
Beautiful soul family. Some of you've already joined. Much love to all of you that just decided to join this live. We're about to get this started right now. So thank you. So much love to all of you. Beautiful soul family. This one's going to be an interesting conversation. I hope you've enjoyed my previous lives, those of you that have caught that. And I want to say thank you so much to all of you, to each and every one of you, supporting the content. I'm very grateful, as always. Big shout out to all of you for supporting the love out there. Just by double tapping this screen, sharing that love, I'm very grateful for everything that you do. Simple. I hope you enjoy the content, what we talk about, the information that's left for you. So, greetings to all of you, beautiful family. Let's see. We're about to get this started. So, we got some really interesting insights this time. So, fam, this is what we're going to be talking about. Last video that was created was regarding about psychedelics, the dissolution of the ego. Who's ever experienced that dissolution, that perception that's really known as ego death? It's just a transformative state of your consciousness where you, your ego, and everything that you've known from the existence of your life, from the moment of your birth to the moment that you experience that ego death, that transformative state of mind. Powerful. Very, very powerful. A shift of consciousness that occurs. You see, I prefer not to call it so much ego death. I consider it a transformation of your ego. Because many shamans, many mystics will tell you that the true time that your ego dies is upon your death. Because the ego is a part of your body. I can't tell you which one, not on this live. That's too sensitive. The algorithm will kick this live out. But that information is very sacred. It's very known how the ego lives. So as long as you are alive, your ego is always there. So it's more of a transformative state of mind. The transformative part of your ego. It made you realize many things are temporary, absolutely. Things we consider important aren't as important. You start seeing everything from becoming big as opposed to just very linear and very small. The same way when we look at the cosmos and you look at the universe and you look at the beauty of the stars above you and you realize that that is just a simple extension of you. That's the truth. An extension of you. No matter how small you are. And we could even go into the details of no matter how small and micro things are from your true reality. The insects, the animals, the material around you. Material by just everything that shows its eye to you in that psychedelic state. And you just see everything, a connection, a web, the eye. And as certain members like to call it, simple I, the all. So think about that. Much love to all of you. Thank you for joining this live. For all of you who are here, we are talking about the dissolution of the ego when it dissolves from a psychedelic state. Sometimes your experiences don't even have to be psychedelic. They can be simple experiences that you live through. Near-death experiences as well bring about the dissolution of the ego. That's another situation where your consciousness is altered. So family, thank you so much. Let's see. Beautiful family, thank you for joining. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for you being here, for the support that you have. Thank you so much. Again, don't hesitate to double tap this screen. Let this algorithm know that you've gathered here with me. We are sharing this information, all of this information. This is for you. The information is all for you. What you do with it is what you do with it. But certain truths are starting to be revealed. You'll see from a psychedelic stance when your ego dissolves and it sees the expansion of everything outward of it and everything inward within it, which is your body. Your body. Your body, and think of certain signs of the zodiac have rulership over different aspects of the human body. Pisces, much love to you. Beautiful Pisces, beautiful energy from Pisces right now that is going on. We have the moon in Pisces today. I have my moon in Pisces. Very beautiful, much just Piscean nature. We have Venus in her exaltation with Pisces. That's a beautiful little Pisces. We have Mars, her lover. Her lover, you heard me say that right. That is her lover. After all, think about the sign of Mars and the sign of Venus. Man, female, female, man. Venus and Mars are the true love story between Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty, and her lover, the god of war, Aries. And they're both sharing that time in Pisces. And Pisces, beautiful Pisces, I'm gonna say it straight and say it the way it is. Sex with Pisces, the best. It's just true. It's a natural sign of it. Pisces, and that energy for itself, it's water, it's mutable, it's interchangeable. That Pisces energy, you have it both now in Venus. She loves to experience a variety of everything, which is Pisces. It changes everything. The creativity and imagination stems from the dreamer, Pisces. And now she has her lover, Mars, sharing that compassion energy. You also have Jupiter, and you also have Neptune, the classical co-ruler and the modern ruler all in Pisces. So yeah. So I hope you're enjoying this live. I'm hoping you're enjoying this information. Lots of Pisces energy out here right now. Pisces rules the feet. So if you're feeling anything with your feet, these are certain truths I'm dropping to you. If you feel maybe that you've been really sleepy, wanting to dream, now having very vivid dreams, there's a reason. Yeah. Hello, beautiful family. There we go. I love being with a Pisces, I must say. Me too. My wife is a Pisces. Beautiful Piscean energy. And I have my moon in Pisces. They attract. Her sun sign is in Pisces. My moon is in Pisces. That energy just attracts. So yes, for those beautiful Pisces and that Piscean energy out there right now, you understand a little bit more how this works. So beautiful soul family, thank you for joining. If you've been here, thank you so much. We were talking about psychedelic states. So psychedelic states can also be the reason why I'm bringing up Pisces is because the Piscean energy is very creative. It's very imaginative. And when you go into a psychedelic stance and you see the dream that becomes a reality from your own perception and only your perception, but nobody is here to tell you that your perception is wrong. Think of that just for a second. Think about how powerful your mind is and what it created during a psychedelic stance and the way your consciousness created the entire environment that was completely changed from anything that you ever experienced in the past. And it was very real. You saw entities, you saw beings, you heard certain things, you were communicated certain information, all during a state of your consciousness that was altered. And some of you are starting to build up your gifts. You're starting to see the interconnection of this matrix and its connection to everything around it. And if you're smart enough and be able to catch on to certain things, you'll see certain waves that come. Because everything is a vibration. Music, frequency. Think about that. Energy. Remember the good old saying, history doesn't have to repeat itself, but it sure rhymes. Everything, just throughout history, has a rhythm. This lifetime that you experience in this incarnation that you're experiencing right now, who am I to tell you that the dream that you had was not real? And that's another altered perception. You're in a dream state, just as you are in a psychedelic state. Think of just the ability that your mind creates, the entities that you interact with. The entities, the beings, the interdimensional beings. They go by many names, the spirits. You start seeing through the ethers. Look up the Latin name for ether, aether. Look up the Latin names for earth. Look up the Latin names for water, air. You'll start seeing a connection. The cosmos, it's water, it's air, it's reflection, the mirrors. The same thing applies to the moons, to all of the moons and to our moon. When you see that moon and it's illuminating, it's giving a reflection of what? Of what? Ask yourself, of what? If you're in an altered state next time, if you ever get to be around a psychedelic state, look at the moon, especially on the full moon. It will fuck your mind, depending on each substance. Beautiful soul family, thank you for those of you that are here, for still being here. Thank you. The beautiful ability of your mind to create an environment that is very real based off of your perception. And given that it's non-coincidental that other human beings have experienced similar journeys from their perception, from an altered state of their consciousness, the dissolution of that ego. And some of us have been able to describe the entities. And is it a coincidence that they all look the same? Who's interacted with interdimensional beings, machine elves, spirits, ghosts, fairies, gnomes, salamanders? They go by many names. I simply like to call them archons, but they just go by spirits. Interdimensional beings, what do you want to call it? What word can we say for it? Entity? A being? What do you want to call it? What are they? What are they? What do you call them? Yeah, NPCs they're something else. Because remember, as I always say this in most of my lives, for those of you that are joining or that have been here, the devil loves to attack in two ways. There's two ways. Through people or through circumstantial obstacles. That's how it goes. So family, thank you for those of you that are joining. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliments on the hat. I'm very grateful that I get to share this, my beautiful hat. It's custom. I love it. And yes, it is the same hat that I wear in the videos that's created for you. Same thing, as you can see right over here, the mask is in there. So if this is your first time joining this live and joining and seeing Jupiter Aquarius, I am the content creator behind all of this. So thank you. And as much love to all of you who are here, please don't hesitate to double tap that screen just to share that love. It really helps out with this algorithm and to allow this content and this channel to continue to grow. I'm very grateful for you just doing that and showing that love, and everything goes both ways. So yes, thank you. Appreciate the love. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, no, thank you for joining here and just being here. I create the content for you. It's all for you. And as I've always mentioned many times, I enjoy creating what I'm doing, sharing that information, how I'm able to just share the information, where we live and how we do this. That's why I'm going to be doing more lives, just to connect with you more, to share more information, to talk about different things, and so you can get a further insight into who is Jupiter Aquarius behind the scene. So yeah, thank you. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. So yeah, the different beings out there, the different entities out there. I'm going to say it as without just the way I'm going to say it. In the last live, I had to really battle to get that live fixed so I can get the recording because certain information that will be censored. They don't want you to know. But we're living through the age of Aquarius now. We're going through that. More information is going to be just provided out there, and it will be more censored, of course. More Big Brother. Y'all know this. You already know this. You've been preparing for this. You've been watching this since you've been small. You've been seeing the type of films they've been trying to show you. Very artificial worlds, artificial life, synthetic. It's for a reason. But yes, so that pathway where we get into that Big Brother kind of ordeal, certain methods of communication will be a lot more restrictful in the future. But there will be other means to communicate freely as well. And with that being said, I'm grateful that we can talk about the psychedelic states of mind that occur whenever you take any psychedelic. I myself, as a shaman, I've experienced many different altered states of mind from my consciousness throughout different substances. Some of them, I will call them by certain names. I'm not going to say exactly what it is to trip out this algorithm. One of them, we call her Sally. Sally, and her name, I believe her last name is D. So in case you don't know this, you'll have to do some research on your own to get an understanding about what I'm speaking on. But yes, Sally D, whenever I've had my encounters with her, wow, that one is a powerful state of mind. The connection with everything. Some people, from my understanding, whenever they experience or have an experience with Sally D, they have a difficult time. A very difficult time. It's not easy. It's not meant for everyone. It really, some people have, for example, felt like they've been in there for eternity when it's only been 10, 15 minutes that really truly gone by. And they will say that they now know the true way of how hell would feel like. Yeah. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Yeah. Yes, thank you, the guru, for sure. Gotta be careful. So yeah. Appreciate the dragon guide. No, of course. Hey, I have a dragon tattoo. I understand my connection. Yep. Each one of us gotta understand a little bit more about yourself. It's not by coincidence. And ever since I was young, I've always had a liking to dragons, not so much dinosaurs, dragons. Whenever I was young, I was asked, which one was your favorite dinosaur? And I replied, the dragon, when everybody else would say the T-Rex, Triceratops, Brachiosaurus, Velociraptor. I said the dragon. Yeah. I got a dragon tattoo. My son was born the year of the dragon. It has a significant meaning and connection with me. So yeah, you rode through a dragon, there you go. Now you know. Triceratops are badass though. Yes, they are. Yeah, I gotta give them a shout out. Yeah, that's for sure. So going back into that substance, Sally D, that experience, and one of them, I'll talk about my experience for those of you that are here. Sally D, so one day when I was doing a session, as a shamanic session with others, through my experience and what I perceived when it all happened, I immediately after taking the hit, I laid down, and right above me, Everything swirls. You'll notice that in altered states of mind, you'll usually see a swirling pattern. As a matter of fact, for those of you that are gifted and can astral travel, you'll know that in case you want to get, and if you're trying to get away from an entity, you have to go in a circle. Run in a circle, fly in a circle, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, so the same thing applies whenever you're in an altered state. You start seeing the swirl. It's just like the Milky Way. Everything in nature displays a certain Fibonacci sequence, the swirl. It's not by coincidence. Nothing is by coincidence. This is science that I'm throwing at you. Everything has a swirl, the infinite pattern of a circle, the number 9. It's not by coincidence. Think of it like this. So when you go into a swirl, that circle, you're going into seeing that different dimension. Like a wormhole. You're warped there. And then all of a sudden you can see a different perception. But it's very real because it's right in front of you. It's like just as your dreams are real and you consider your dreams real, which they are, it's the same experience that you have during the psychedelic state, but your consciousness is alive. It's like, it's aware. Correction, it's aware. Some people freak the fuck out. Their minds and their ego is not ready to see the otherworldly expressions that exist around there. Right along the side. It's right along the side of you. The same thing when you remote view. Yeah, absolutely. It swirls into view. Absolutely. It does. Everything will. If you go into a black hole, it's going to be a swirl. When our souls experience the black hole, sorry, they want me to restrain on some information I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. So, double tap and hit the like button, hit the love button for me, please. This will help out with the algorithm. For me to really share more information as more people can really go by. I really want to share that information for you as we were talking about the ego. The ego exists. When we say ego death, it's not so much of an ego death because the true death of the ego will occur upon at your death because your body will cease to exist. See, the ego needs the body. Your ego is still alive even in a state of comatose. Even in that state, the ego is still kicking. So on a psychedelic journey, the ego is dissolving. It's becoming more aware of other things that there exist outside of it. And it knows. It's always known. You've always known this, even since you were little. But then along the lines, something happens and you change. That's why children are very closely aligned to the source of the creator. They're very imaginative. They see things, hear things. It's beautiful how they do that. All of us were there. We were all there. Hello, beautiful soul. Thank you for joining. Thank you. We were all there. And some of us can still be there. That's why it's important for you to always seek your inner child, especially while you're healing. Seek your inner child. Seek what made you feel good, what made you feel at your best. Like whenever you were a child, you woke up and your eyes just lit up an expression like, I'm awake. I want to go do this and I want to go do that, and I'm full of energy. Why is it as adults that we struggle? I'm tired, walking like a zombie. Why? I don't feel good. I drank too much last night. I feel hangover. Why? And others wake up just fine and looking at life, feeling great, feeling beautiful, enjoying it. It all comes down to your own perception. After a psychedelic experience, some, and I say this, some, the psyches are unable to handle. So be careful. Their minds are not able to comprehend or handle what they see and experience. And that's a deep truth. So I say that with full warning, be careful. You'll know and you'll be guided if you should take that journey. But understand it's not meant for everyone. Not at all. You will go crazy. You got to go crazy in order to find yourself back again. Do I think liquor is called spirits for a reason? Drunken ants, that is a beautiful question. Much love to you for that beautiful question. Thank you so much. There is a star in esoteric astrology, a star that's named Algol. This star is a feminine star, a very strong feminine feature. And we use the name alcohol. Alcohol. It's in the name. Alcohol. Sometimes we have to rewire our minds, and instead of reading something, listen to how it sounds from a phonological awareness. It's phonics based. Algol is the pronunciation of that star. So alcohol, I'm already having that phonological awareness of it sounding together. That's why we focus on and do that vibration of the I'm doing it very low right now, what you just heard. Just enough for you to hear, because it's supposed to go out loud, very loud, like a lion roar, like it's coming out and it vibrates. The same thing like with Ra. The names Ma, Ka. It's all phonics based. So yes, alcohol. Look it up. Thank you for that question, by the way. Appreciate it. Nah, thank you. So yeah, look it up. Drunken Ants. Just look it up. I love the name 1212. That's nice. So we're going back to the psychedelic state. Some minds are incapable and will go crazy. They're not able to come back into this reality with knowing full well of the true reality that exists amongst them. There was somebody who mentioned in a comment in the video how many, it's really touching. It's a touching comment. And I say this fully well because I've done my studies in what you would describe as disabilities that can occur within children and different, not just disabilities, but let's say different states of health. One of them being, for example, from even a mental health. You see, I've always had a strong connection with mental health and understanding for mental health, for spiritual well being, ever since I've been young, for your mental state of mind, your physical state of being is very important. My mother, which I'll be explaining more things to you all so you can get to know this side of me, she is a quadriplegic, which means she lives like Professor X, shoulders down, cannot move. So I was born and incarnated in this life to question, since I was young, the experiences, like wondering, how must it feel for an individual when one day their senses, their five senses, suddenly you lose one, but not all of it. Because you can feel from a certain point, your perception, you can feel something, but from another point down, you can't. How does that relate to the mental well being of that individual and the physical well being from that point on? I've always had an emotional understanding, like emotional intelligence for human compassion and empathy since I was young. Sharing that even with animals, as far along with animals, but mainly towards humanity, towards citizens, to the beautiful souls that are out there, and in connection with the beautiful souls that exist within each of us, it also exists with nature itself. And so when you take these psychedelic states of mind, you really have to consider, how is it going to affect the mental well-being of that individual? Because it will eventually lead to the physical well-being of that individual and the spiritual well-being of that individual. Drunkenness, that's beautiful to hear. Look at that. You see, you have your connection and your passion, what you are now connecting with, an alignment with what you have an understanding for. Just trying to read some of your messages. Thank you for all of you who are really here. Thank you. So think of, just for example, when you really say the mental well-being of an individual that went from paralysis to that person can no longer feel anything. That changes the perception of their life, the entire outlook. And even as a child, you would experience a different way of being. So I use that as an example because I've done my studies into understanding the physical well-being of an individual. Hello, hi everyone. And when we talk about the physical well-being of an individual, we also speak on the spiritual well-being and their mental well-being. Schizophrenia is a very sensitive subject, and how it relates to that comment that somebody had posted, wow, I wonder how many people are in mental institutes, but because of their God-given divinity that they have, that can drive somebody really insane and crazy. I speak truthfully from that because I know, as somebody who's gifted, and somebody who's been born gifted with an ability, this isn't meant for everybody. It's not. It's very difficult. And you truly, truly if you're doing this, it's for a reason. You're being guided. I enjoy my life doing what I do. I've been guided throughout my life. I accept that the guidance, I've known that. I communicate with my guidance, with my entities, and with my beings. But everyone else, you'll see in a different state of mind the truth. That's why some of you may actually go out to nature whenever you do a psychedelic substance. You will see the truth. It's a reflection of all of it that is you. So whenever I do certain sessions with clients, when we talk about entities, when we talk about interdimensional beings, extraterrestrials, I always try to make it a point to say it's all a reflection of you. Understand that, first and foremost. Every single entity, every single being, every single thing that you interact with, whether that's in a psychedelic state of mind or that's in a dream, it all falls back to you. It's all you. Do you know that? Are you aware of that? It's all you. So if you meet an entity, if you meet a being, remember, they're just a connection of you. They are a shared connection of you. Let me repeat that. They are you. And I'm pissing off some by just telling you this. My being is counting on you to think that I'm fucking crazy. But that's how spirits, you don't have to believe in them to be surrounded by them. Ask yourself, where do they come from? I hope you enjoy my dance. Where do they come from? You asked one question earlier. Liquor and alcohol, how's that even connected? I broke it down to you. There's a star named Algol. Do you want to know another coincidence? Some of you have taken psychedelic substances and have encountered an entity known that looks like a goat. He has hooves. And if you ever encounter him, this motherfucker will kick you out. He knows you don't belong here. That entity is known as Pan. We have a moon named Pan. This moon is Saturn's moon. So are you telling me that the entity known as Pan that you encounter in an altered state of mind is in relation and connection to the luminary above known as Pan? And guess what? I forgot. Capricorn is the goat. And Capricorn is associated with Saturn. Saturn, my beautiful soul family, is the 6th planet from the sun. Number 6. You've all heard 666. Shit. Please just throw some love right now because I'm about to tell you something that some of you may not know, but this is scientific fact that I'm going to tell you and connect it with you on a metaphysical level so that you could understand that nothing is by coincidence, only synchronicities. And Jupiter Aquarius wants to share the information to you because humanity deserves to know nothing is by coincidence. So think about this. I just told you, in an altered state of mind, you can meet the entity known as Pan, the goat with hooves, horns. Capricorn is the sign with Saturn ruling it. Saturn is the 6th sign. I'm sorry, the 6th planet from the sun. The hexagon is associated with 6 sides. Saturn has a hexagon at its north pole. Here's where it gets tricky, soul family. It's at 78 degrees north. Look this up. You don't have to just take my word. 78 degrees. 7 plus 8 equals what? Tell me. 7 plus 8. Somebody chat that in there. 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. There we go. There you go, family. You understand now. You're getting it. And so, if you can encounter Pan, do you think that you could encounter the Grim Reaper himself? Goes by many names. We call it Saturn. He goes by many names. Do you think you encounter Venus? Do you think you encounter Deimos? Phobos? Does anybody know who those are? Those are Mars. Those are the sons of Mars. The sons of Mars, and Mars is the father and the children between Venus and Mars. That's a connection right there. There is a deep connection right there. The story between Aphrodite and Ares, and how we hear from that story, the mythology behind Venus, as we have Venus in Pisces, and Mars in Pisces. The two lovers procreated. And now Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. Look it up. It sounds like a poem. It's all mythology. It's a beautiful history. It's really capturing the history of ourselves. And you can encounter some of those entities associated with those moons, which is all a connection back to you. So have you ever seen any reptilians? Have you ever seen any grays in your dreams? Zeta Reticuli, the constellation of Draco. Who's seen entities from Zeta Reticuli? keep in mind that they all work together too. The reptilians and the grays. Some can be draconian, yes, of course, some can, from Draco. Understand that if you look at Zeta Reticuli, there is a constellation known as Reticulum. What do you think this constellation is by? Somebody look it up on a star map. I can't say this information that's just too. This live won't even be stay recorded if I say it. So yeah, it's all connected to something. As above, so below. These are different expressions that go around here just amongst all of us. Right beside you. And it sometimes takes that psychedelic state of mind to feel and to look around you and sometimes feel something differently. Some psychedelics can also be, I would even call this one as, you know what? Mali? No, not name. I think it's a different name, but I don't want to say the name, you know? Ollie? No, it's not Ollie. I think it starts with the M. But that altered state of mind allows you to feel things different. It allows you to feel different physically, sensually. These are very earthly principles. Very watery principles too, because you get emotion. Emotion just by the touch, by feeling. Yeah, you know drunken ants. Yes, you do. So yeah, even in that situation, whenever you take one of those substances, it provides the sensuality about you. You start seeing things different. It gives you a different perception. Light rays, the rays of the light, you can see it just beautifully. On a cellular level, that's right, Gina. Perfectly a great way to say it. From a cellular level, you see things differently. And so now that you see things differently, you feel different. You think different too. But more importantly, you're tapping into the feeling of things. What is feel? Which signs love to feel? Earth. Come here, let me touch you, let me feel you. That's earth. That's an earthly expression. Those are Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So just imagine if you yourself already are a Taurian, have a lot of Taurian energy, and you drop, you know what? You're probably going to feel way much more as opposed to somebody who is a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, who's more mental. Taking one of these ollies, they will transcend now from a mental state of mind that they're always used to being down into the sensuality and the feeling of the physicality. You start feeling things different. So you start getting a different altered sense of your consciousness, of your being, of your sense of being. You experience things from a different perception that allow different feelings and emotions. When you take shroomies, you also get something else. And I'm talking about the ones that you eat on pizza. Keep that in mind. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that you eat on pizza. So those provide you a different sense in your perception now. You go out to nature, you're interacting with those gnomes. You're interacting with the fairies. Do you think a fucking fairy doing what she's doing, or a gnome that's doing what they're doing, supposed to be doing, do you really think that they want you to fuck with their business just because you open an eye? Like it shows in when Mickey or, the cartoons would display that shit. You really think that they want you to fuck with them? No. They will get pissed. Trust me. Even if you astral travel, certain entities don't want you to fuck with them. It's like you're fucking with their business. If you fuck around with nature alone, don't fuck with other dimensions at times that if you're not ready to do so. And it really is and can be very tricky. Very, very tricky. So I will always warn everybody to say be careful, but you'll be guided. You'll be guided. You will be guided. If you're there to take it, you were guided. You were guided. And trust me that it also, and it can be traumatic, yes. If you're not ready, it can be very traumatic because, again, it breaks down to the psyche that it's not aware. So, and I mean, this goes along with, honestly, this goes along with just about a lot of substances. We're just not talking about only relating it to psychedelic substances. This could also be an alcoholic substance, is a consummation. You're consuming something that's an external substance inside your body. And when you realize the true connection that your body has with everything around it, including the stars above, that they control certain things within your body. Pisces, the feet; Aries, the head. Each of the energies control different things and different aspects of the body. And remember, your body is very sacred. It's very, very, very sacred. And it's very important. It's housing your soul, your essence. It's where the ego resides. The ego, the I. And all with it is a connection with the mind, the mental aspect, your heart, your emotional aspect, and the true soul with the physicality. All of it's together. And when you take certain substances, like I was mentioning, what you eat on pizza, some of that allows you to connect inward. You'll start reconnecting with your own body, with your heart. Some of you will connect with different parts of your body. Some of you may connect like simply with your hand. If you're an artist, let's say you draw all day, you will connect somehow with your hand. And that is you. But how often do you connect with your hand or with a different part of your body? Let's say your heart. Can some of you right now, for example, if I were to tell you for 3 seconds, listen to your heartbeat, can you mentally project and really focus in, hone in on that, and just tap into that connection to your heart and say, hey, can I hear my heartbeat? If you can, that's a gift. You've been practicing. You know that. You can feel that. Some of you can do it instantly. Some of you can do that. Others at will. While others are not able to. And it's all your abilities, different abilities that exist. Some of you can sun gaze directly at that sun. See directly to it. Feed off that energy. You can send love as well. It's true. Absolutely. What do you think you all do whenever you hit the double tap screen? When I see the love, I feed off of that. I feel that love. It's all an exchange of energy. Everything is circular. Thus why whenever you are astral traveling or in a altered state of mind because of a psychedelic substance, everything always falls into a circle, into a twirl. And that twirl is all you. You're the dot. You're the little dot at it all. So if you connect with an entity, if you connect with a being, if you connect with somebody, you were meant to. And it can drive some people crazy. That's the sad part. It can. So going back to what I was mentioning about even with schizophrenia, I really do feel that people who are diagnosed as schizophrenic, we are currently in 2022 misdiagnosing some of these people with certainty because there isn't that much of an interconnection between factual science, you know, the science behind matter, and the metaphysics, the interconnection between it all. But soon enough, for example, when we start talking about the quantum worlds, the quantum technology, the quantum, and how quantum is connected to just energy, to chi, to the yin yang. It goes by different names, the life force, the force. It's a substance that exists with us that, how do you describe it? But it's right along with you. And when you see that substance in an altered state of mind, you can see certain things vibrating. You can see certain things. You can start feeling differently. You can be feeling great too on certain substances. Some substances make you feel worse, like alcohol. Alcohol makes you feel like shit. It really gives you that vibe where you kind of feel good, and then after the end, it's gonna make you drop. And there are times, I'm not gonna say that it can get you there to feel good, but it's gonna eventually drop. It drops more than the highs. It's more of a downer than an upper. There's different substances that also relate with being more of an upper than a downer and downer than upper. But they are going to provide you with different perceptions. They're going to provide you different experiences that you will experience. That's just the way it is. And so when you have different experiences, and when you have different experiences based off your perception, again, you can be on a psychedelic experience and it may elevate the way you feel, or it may make you tap inward where you need to do more healing, and it will take you within and show you the darkness. It will take you in and out. I've had many experiences when it takes me in and out at the same time. I feel great and fantastic, and like the next few, times, like, and in that same session, it makes you really down. I've had different visions. I know what it's like to basically see the end of it all, like experience the end, an explosion, whatever you want to call it, the end of it all, the swirl that goes in and it starts again. That's how it is. It ends and it continues. It ends and it continues. And it's just an infinite. You'll meet different entities too. Remember, some of these entities are just right along with you. You will see beings, whatever you want to call them. Remember that these entities, you also have to think about it from a metaphysical standpoint. What is a cat? What is a dog? Are they spiritual beings? Are you a spiritual being? Do you have a soul? If you feel that you don't have a soul, a heroic dose might change that. But those of you who really connect with this content here understand that you have a soul, understand that you have a spiritual sense to yourself. And so, yes, you start connecting with all there is, all there was, all there ever will be. You realize the single I that is connected with all. You start realizing that even if where you are right now, what you do, like for example, I look at this wall, I know that wall is a connection of me and I'm a connection of it. And we experience this wall provides me a shelter. And in some other life, I've associated myself with this wall, but maybe in a different fashion. Maybe that wall at that point was a mineral. And right now it's a plant. It used to be from a tree. So at one point in life of its existence, it was a tree. Maybe I was an animal that was living amongst that tree in another life. And we share that connection over different lifetimes. And by now, because I'm living a human expression, this wall is now part of my house. That goes the same thing. Like, for example, I could look at my floor tile. Challenge yourself if you ever have a altered state of consciousness. Look at things that I'm trying to describe it that basically it's like a Rorschach chest, but just things that kind of move, that create images. Those are very interesting to see. It's very amazing to really see. Look into a mirror if you're brave. Yeah, look into a mirror if you're brave. If you really want to challenge yourself and look into your mirror. Women, particularly the feminine aspect, because remember, women, my beautiful souls out there that are women, your feminine energy, which I absolutely love, the feminine energy. Just the beautiful femininity. This is why I have Virgo right here, right behind me. That's Virgo in her esoteric rulership. She's with the moon. Virgo is the sign of femininity, the ultimate feminine. Women look at themselves in the mirrors more often than men. That is a wonderful self-expression of you, to be able to look at yourself and stare at yourself, but not just stare at just different aspects of your face, of your body, but you're looking also at your eyes. And you see your eyes, and you're gazing into your own eyes. And remember, if you really want to look into somebody's soul, it's all expressed in the eyes. All of it is expressed in the eyes. That's why I wear a mask when I channel that information for you in those messages. Photorfly, here's your response if you're still listening to this. Photorfly, chat in for me, or if anybody wants to chat into this. What is the fifth planet from the sun? What is the fifth planet from the sun? What is the fifth planet from the sun? No, Saturn is the sixth one. There you go, Photorfly. Not a coincidence you asked that question, and the account for this is Jupiter Aquarius. So, 5. I hope you understood the response I'm getting to you. And don't forget to add the way aspect to it. I just don't want to say it for TikTok not to throw this live off. I'm already questioning some of the information I've shared with all of you in an earlier session. And this information can really be deep, and unless I'm creating content that is allowing a lot of likes, the algorithm will push for it and will understand it. But I need that love, y'all. That's it. I need that love so you can, so then more information come out with more of an expression. That's all what it likes. It's just an algorithm. It's trying to identify certain things, certain people, different accounts, and what's shared, how it's created. The way I created this content for all of you is, one, I enjoy what I do. I love it. I love what I'm doing. It's my artistic expression for each of you into my life's work, into my studies of the occult, of the metaphysics, of astrology, just about everything that has to deal with spirituality over many lifetimes. The gifts that I share, if you don't know this by now, but I do share this openly into my Linktree account, that I do have certain gifts and abilities that I express during sessions. And these abilities that I share with the world, I feel that I do so for the best intention, for the growth, and towards the beautiful ascension, awakening, and evolution of humanity. Because I love y'all. I'm here for you. I love you all. I appreciate what you all do, just sharing that love, and this is why I'm here for you. Much love to all of you for even supporting the channel and being there. But this is for you. This is why I do what I do. I've always been there for y'all. I will continue to be doing this for my life, this lifetime. This is what I do. Just different ways and different streams of communicating with people. Right now, it's through this aspect. During another platform, it'll be something else, and it just evolves and grows from that point forward. So yeah. Why so many galaxies? This is a great question. It just goes for infinite. If you're going to be an infinite being, why not experience infinite? Why would you want to limit yourself? Why would you want to restrict or restrict yourself? You're an infinite being. Number 8 means it's infinite. So the cosmos are infinite. The galaxies are infinite. All of these galaxies, all of these stars are all connected. Well, you keep looking at my dragon. I appreciate it. That is my dragon. That is all because some of us understand where our connection is. I know my connection. I share my connection. I'm open with my connection. Even though my entity, my being, may not like it at times. How far can one travel? Wow, infinitely. Infinitely. I mean, how far away do you travel? How many of you have ever dreamt of something that was from a different dimension? Like there was no coordination. Like there, up was not down, down was not up, left was not right, or right was not left. Like there's no coordination because truthfully, there is no reference point in space. That could be a mindfuck for some of you. But there is no reference point in space. There is no going up or down. We create that here on Earth. But if there is no reference point in space, there is no reference point in your dreams. And therefore, it can feel like you're in a quantum world. Some of you have had experiences where time doesn't exist. There is no there is no existence of time. And it's definitely not linear. We know that. It's not linear at all. Your dreams, your remembrance is what I like to call it as a healer. There, you're remembering. You're remembering. That's what we say. You're remembering. Any type of dream, you're remembering. That's all it is. You think you're creating. You believe, the ego wants to believe that you're creating, that you came up with the imagination. For example, there is a beautiful song, The Devil's Trill. Beautiful, beautiful classical song. Look it up, The Devil's Trill. The composer behind that song said that in his dream he met the devil. And there's an entity that he really means by what he meant. He really means that he met an entity, but he called it the devil. And this entity shared the song, and he heard the song so beautiful, like it was completely beautiful to his ears for hearing such a beautiful song. And he tried to remember as many notes that he could. And upon waking up to the physical world, he tried to recreate what he remembered from the dream. And then he composed the song, The Devil's Trill, which became a beautiful song. It's a classic. But his explanation is that regardless of how beautiful that people perceive that he created the song, to him, it was never, ever as beautiful as what he dreamed, as what he remembered. And that can drive some people crazy. It can drive the ego crazy. Listen to that classical song, yeah, The Devil's Trill. So yeah, I mean, we talk about, for example, even from a psychedelic experience, you're going to experience certain things that many people don't. They don't even traverse through that channel. They wouldn't even think of doing something like that. But you're very, very, very courageous if you do so. You're very special. I will say that. You're very special. I'll give you that much. But yeah, if you remember things, if you remember your dreams, it's all remembered. Same thing when you're experiencing this physical world. You're living an expression, certain themes that play through your life. And these themes are all associated with something that is out of your control. But beautiful soul family, thank you so much for being here with me for this live. I am going to end this live now, but I want to say thank you so much for being here, for sharing your time with me. So thank you so much for being here. Much love to all of you. I'm grateful for the love that you all shared. I will be doing more lives to get more in touch with all of you. I will say this, that my lives are uploaded on YouTube, which I'm trying to create that channel as well. So I do also have an Instagram account. So if you follow me on TikTok, I love that support through Instagram, through YouTube. It helps out with the content overall. I want to say thank you so much for your time, just for being here, sharing the love, and I'm very grateful just to have you all here during my time. I'll be connecting with you more. I'm looking to get this content and getting it more creative. Right now, I am having certain challenges with TikTok removing the ghost face voice, which is really infamous with the videos that I try to create for you. The ghost face voice is really out. So I don't know. I'm trying to get a little bit creative with this with the videos, and so if I'm lacking on certain videos, please understand that it's because until TikTok brings that ghost face video back, it's a challenge to get the content to be created at the level of, I guess, the expectation that I'm trying to achieve for the content that I'm trying to create for all of you. I'm trying to make it better. So overall, the message comes from me. The videos are created by me. All of it is me and who you meet. So much love to all of you for being here. Thank you so much. Lots of love to all of you. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful for our session, and I'll be reaching out to you again. Much love. Thank you so, fam. Love you all.